Welcome back to the channel, guys. As you would have seen in the last video, we busted the transmission, well, cracked the case, some sort. We haven't taken it apart yet to know exactly what's going on. But it is Labor Day today, it's a holiday, and we race this coming weekend. We got to get the transmission out of this thing. I had already sourced a couple transmissions, which are here. We've already cleaned them up a bit. We're to the point now that we just got to get the transmission out. We do have modifications to do to the case itself. I have to do some welding. There has to be a little bit of grinding. We have to put it in the mill and clearance out the bell housing. There's a handful of stuff that needs to happen, but obviously with us having very short limited time based on us racing this weekend, we need to get this thing out of the car and torn apart so we can start fixing it and get back to racing. Okay, we got the transmotion out. Robbie and Clayton are doing a little cleanup. This is where it broke for any of the Volkswagen guys, obviously. It's a very familiar scenario. This time we're gonna weld all this to the pinion brace and not just rely on it being bolted in. I know it's a little dark there. Obviously the inside of the transmission soaked with fluid, but I got a new bell housing apart. Here we gotta do some machining to it and stuff, but should be back up and running here shortly. All right, transmission's apart. Case is broken exactly where expected, which I think I talked about already, I did. New case is cleaned up, we got everything welded, all the machining work that we wanted to do, everything. So now we're gonna get the case back together and then put it back in the car, I guess. Right, Robbie? That's what we're doing.
That's right.
All right, so transmission's back in. Mounts, axles, everything's done. Can't remember if I said that already. We're leaving the turbo and everything off because we're switching to a new set of KDN shifter cables. Also, as you would have seen in the last video, we broke the shifter tower. That's a different one, but we broke that. So now I am on the lathe making a bushing to make a whole new shifter tower. Basically, well, not a whole new one. I'm not redesigning this thing. Basically to try to make this stronger. So putting a bushing in there, welding a plate on top of it. It's gonna have to go in the mill and stuff. But first we gotta make the bushings, which I'm pretty much through making now. Probably one last pass. And then we're going to fit them in here, and then I'm going to weld it up, and then reverses the very lowest gear. So we gotta make sure that it still gets reversed. So a little bit of work to do with this still, but that's how we're fixing this problem. And if you want to buy these, hit up James, Cast Performance. He sells them. I have no interest in selling them, but he makes them. Shout out to James. Buy them from him. So new shifter tower, well, version A is in here, which you can kind of see there.
Come on, show it better, man. Zoom in.
Well, I already filmed it
Yeah, but now
already. Now
it.
there it is.
Awesome.
Peeps see it. We have everything else in. We're just basically going to put the turbo in now, the charge piping, up pipe and stuff, and then she'll be ready to rock and roll again, right, Clayton? Rock and roll. All right, so all that footage you guys would have seen would have been us trying to get to the track the weekend after we broke a bunch of stuff. You've seen us rebuild the transmission, modify the case, we modified the shifter tower. All that was to get ready for a drag event the next weekend. However, that got rained out and we didn't get to race at all. We did, however, get the car to another local track. We made only one pass. Clayton can add that in now. That track is only, we don't typically go there, it's only a couple hours away from us. But we went there, and as you see, basically it launched the car. It did a 156, 60 foot, something like that, which is great. We got good data. It instantly hit the limiter the whole time at that track. So it was basically 9,300 RPM through the whole, as soon as it launched the car, essentially. But it didn't shift because we didn't have the shifter set up 100%, or because of the limiter. Either way, we did get good data. We drug the car back home. And with that said, before we went away to that Friday testing, I decided, because we had the transmission out, we had a bunch of stuff apart, I decided to check the toe on the car, and it was out quite a bit. It seemed very strange, but we were racing that evening, so I adjusted the toe. We brought the car to the track. We had our own problems there. Brought the car back home, started to look at some of the things that we experienced from that one pass we made, and we found a really weird scenario. Clayton, I was just talking the whole time with the mic the opposite way. So you might have to adjust the audio. You might have to adjust the audio on that. So you're not going to really be able to see it now because we didn't film much of that, but we have a good picture. In that whole bogging session that we had, and we broke the case. What else did we do? We broke the shifter tower. That wasn't in relation to bogging.
Can you show us put the wheel back up?
We bent the strut. Basically, well,
we're bolts to
the strut. You'll see it in the picture. So we've modified that, got that back together. We're now putting the car back together and trying to get the thing aligned, essentially. We just checked camber. We adjusted the camber, but we got to adjust the toe. We are supposed to race this weekend, so we're trying to get this thing back together and ready to run. So we got a bunch to do. All right, after a lot of ups and downs, meaning ups and downs on the hoist, it is now aligned again. Camber, toe is all good. Strut, everything's back together. Everything's basically ready for us to get back to the track. Clayton's now chilling out on his phone.
Yeah,
who are you texting?
After doing all the work.
You texting the bitches?
No, look, I'm looking at actually...
What, see how that last video is doing?
I don't know where it went.
Oh, fudge.
Look.
What's new one? Yeah, watch that video. Oop, phone's not...
You're such a noob.
I'm not the camera guy, man. I film what I can. So, turn the mic back around. Well, I'm not wearing the mic, so I gotta pay attention to the stupid mic that's on this thing. So we're basically to the point where we're ready to load up. It is Wednesday, right, Clayton?
It's
Wednesday. So we got a couple days. I do have some extra parts coming in just in case, because it's a few hour drive away where we're going to the track. So hopefully the next bit of footage you see is us loading this thing on the trailer and getting to the track. Okay, I didn't want to hold up Clayton last night when we were talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in depth now that we're done working. The strut, obviously you've seen the picture, but the strut goes up and down like this, and the spindle, although this is not for the right side, but the spindle sits like this. Because it was bogging and basically coming to a dead hook, the front wheel is trying to turn like this, and it essentially turned the spindle and bent it in the strut, which I've never seen before. We've broken a lot of stuff with this over the years. However, when it hooks like that, it's going to break stuff, and that's clearly what happened. And it's only by fluke that I measured the toe the other night to know that it was out, and we needed to really look at it a little bit more in depth once we had some time. And we found the problem, and it's fixed. It's ready to go back to the track.
It's like, oh, you want my shoes,
But I
my
think
belt,
it's a thing,
my
though.
watch. I gotta take the stroller out of this bag.
Like these
I gotta
dogs
take
that
the
look like
car seat
that.
out of this bag.
Kayla might know. What kind of dog's that over there?
Clayton, I can just imagine
That's a roux.
how big that, a roux.
A roux?
It's like roux.
It looks like roux, yeah, my old dog
Oh,
roux.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like a shepherd.
Just imagine what? Going 8s today?
No, I don't think we're gonna go 8s today, Clayton.
In the 8th.
In the 8th, maybe, yeah, like we said last time. 8's in the 8th. Is that the goal?
Goal's a 9 today.
And in the 8th, I'd like to see
The goal is just to run today.
6-0 in the 8th. This would
6-0
be
in the
nice.
8th?
Well,
Okay.
590 something in the 8th would be great. That means we're on the right track.
But a little bit of rain.
But
this
we
morning.
need to let the weather pass by so we can get down the track at least. They say it's going to clear up. The satellite says it's going to clear up. So we sit and wait.
I'm gonna go shred in the puddles.
Okay. Well, it was a classic day of rain all day today, so we didn't get to run not one single pass. So it looks like the weather's going to be really good for tomorrow, and hopefully we get this car down the track again. I think we're ready to kind of run this thing and maybe start doing some full quarter-mile passes. We haven't really done any of that yet. I don't know how they plan on getting all the races in with everything that was scheduled for today and tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. They're going to start earlier tomorrow, so we're just going to start, maybe have a couple drinks, chillax for the evening, and you guys will see us tomorrow morning. Bedtime.
Good night. I-91 or 35 miles an hour from Buffalo.
It's broke. I think so. I think so.
You say that's doing a lot? Just put it underneath and open it.
Things are hot still.
Which one's going to do?
Playing your film with your phone?
Yeah,
How many passes? 2 passes, right?
2, yeah, 3.
Was
2.
that 3?
That's 3.
That's third? No, that was only
That
second.
was second pass all day. Second pass all day. And it looks like all of the abuse we've put on it bogging and now finally turning the power up. We hurt the diff maybe again. It's good times. It's good times. Only a very select few people will go through the agony of trying to drag race a front wheel drive car. But the problem is that the settings I just put in it to try to go better 60 foot, as you'll see in the video, it fries the tire on one side and doesn't spin the tire at all. So like, were we closer to figuring that out? I don't know. What do you think, Clayton?
I think if it would have hooked and went straight, I think we were onto something. But
Did I drive all over the track?
my God, you were in the
Man,
rhubarb for like
the wheel was like
8th mile.
yoink. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, you definitely didn't let out either. Which
I
is
did
great.
not let out. I was angry. That was an angry drive, that one. And then when it got to 4th, it didn't click in. It grinded really hard, but very well could be something. I mean, you can hear some grinding right now.
Do that again?
Keep turning it, Robbie?
Yeah.
Gets to a certain point.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you're going too fast.
No, it has to get around more.
Yeah, they're actually spinning now.
Yep.
There's the crunch.
And then it doesn't spin.
Yeah.
When it makes
When it makes that crunchy noise,
It's crunching now.
it stops spinning.
So
What's that? That's a
I don't
diff
know,
then.
man. It's a diff for sure. The pop at the end, I felt, it sounds gross. Was likely one of the inners, or I don't know what's going on. Something happened with the axle. Whether it popped out of the transmission itself and then just popped back in when I turned. I think I say it in the video footage that something with the suspension or something just happened. So we're going to, we may stay long enough because it's a points thing. We might go stage to try to collect some more points. I don't know what. I'll look at the standings and see if it's worth it. Been here since Friday night. Rained all day yesterday.
Late start today for some reason.
A very late start today. Oh, actually, the very first. So all day was rain yesterday. Later start today. The very first group down. The very first. He all down the track. And then we waited like another hour and a half or something like that. So anyways, we're gonna assess the situation and we'll follow with you guys in a few minutes. I mean, we can break it.
Left side of the track, 2010 half scale swing arm junior drag
So
shirt.
we decided, well, for points, we need to at least stage. We did some testing, drove the car around. The transmission's definitely not happy, but we're gonna give it a go, maybe. We'll see what happens with this guy that we're racing. I may try to run the car, but we may have a rip in the chat for the transmission after this one. So, we'll see.
Gonna make it to the tree, I'm not sure.
That was worst case scenario. That's worst case scenario. We got no points. So we just lost second. No, I think I did the burnout. I put it in first to start creeping ahead because I was creeping ahead.
Gotcha.
And then I was going to shut the car off to get it to reset. And I was like, I'm just going to drive the car off the hole because it has enough power I can beat that guy. So I was just gonna slip the clutch and just go through first, second, third. That was in my head. I had all decided that after the burnout went good. I was like, okay, I'm gonna race this guy. No, I'm not.
And then it wouldn't go in gear at all.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
What?
I don't see anything that looks.
No more fluid down in the pan or anything?
I didn't see.
It's like everybody's head struggles. So like, and we've had tons of struggles.
Yeah.
So to be able to get through the season and
On the struggle bus and have a chance. Dave Gavin went full Honda tuner boy now.
No, he said.
Did you hear what happened?
No.
Dave just oiled down the entire track.
No, we didn't.
Yep, start to finish.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't me. So with that, that was our one thing about, because we obviously hurt the transmission. Step away from that so it's not as noisy. We thought, well, we hurt the transmission clearly now, but it was driving fine in the pits, and I think at the end of the track, the diff was locked, and then it unlocked itself, and then it seemed like everything was fine. We put it up on jack stands, went through everything, pulled an axle load. Everything seemed to be good. Obviously, we knew that there was some crunching sounds. It wasn't 100%, but all I needed to do was stage to get the points. But for the troubleshooting part of it, all I wanted to do was do a burnout to see the state of it, see how it reacted. So my plan was really just to stage against this, but I was taking the opportunity to do a burnout with it to see how the car reacted. Robbie and Clayton gave me the thumbs up. Both wheels are spinning. I could see the smoke on both tires. So everything felt right until I went to put it into gear. So
Yeah,
something is
thumbs
broken.
up to thumbs down real
Went
quick.
Thumbs up to thumbs down real quick. So it looks good. Sitting there, Clayton. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. We have one more event next week. I do have, just so you guys know, I do bring spare parts for this thing, outers and inner axles. I bring an extra diff, clutch, all that. But with it raining all day yesterday, and then they're trying to cram like 3 events into today, it's, I don't know, 5 o'clock or something right now on Sunday. What time is it, Robbie?
It's 20 after 5.
20 after 5, and we're almost 4 hours away from home. So trying to fix the diff, we put another diff in it, just doesn't make sense. If this happened yesterday morning, it'd be a different story, we'd be fixing it. So we might come back for the next event with this car, or we might set it and maybe bring the Mark 7R if we can run it. I don't know. Either way, we got some racing in, we got more data, we broke some more stuff. Thank you everybody for supporting the channel. It was a really long weekend. If you guys have any questions or comments about this video or anything else in our channel, ask below. Thanks for everybody for the support. See you in the next video. You tell me if it's even trying to go into first.
Oh, not close to it.
Robbie,
Your instructions are unclear. Okay, go. There, it's in first. Yeah. Looks nervous. A little bit. One to move. So take your foot off and let her go.
Why don't we just,
We'll give it a bit push.
why don't we just push it?
Maybe we can push it too. I just figure once you're rolling, you can have momentum. You can shut it off halfway down. You might need the steering wheel. A little further. There you go.
So many buses.
They're laughing at you.
So many buses that I struggle on.
Okay, so we have 3 scooters up here too.